Happy Monday, Patriots. It is 1:05 on the East Coast. A little bit of a late start here, but here we are. You're here with us. Thank you very much. It is April 29th, 2019. And boy, oh boy, we had Q posts on the 27th. We had an NRA on the 26th. We had a rally on the 27th. We have got a lot of cool things to cover for you guys. Please stay with us. We've got some special things coming up for you. And as always, I do have my partner in justice right here on the line, Mr. @ShadyGroove with 3 O's on Twitter. Shady, welcome.
Well, thank you so much, Matrixxx. What an amazing weekend that we've had, and all of you guys out there just keep on winning, and there's nothing anyone can do about it, Matrixxx. They just keep winning.
We just keep winning, and you know it's amazing right now. What is happening in this country is absolutely amazing, and it's you guys out there in YouTube land, in Periscope land, and you guys are the news now. You guys, just wait for that chance to red pill your friends and family. I know there's a big push right now and a lot of dark energy, if you will, happening, but stand strong, stand firm, and keep that armor on, guys. And I do want to wish Mike P had a birthday out there. Mike, happy belated birthday. And Mike Hess out there has a birthday. Man, you're not getting older, you're getting longer, guys.
Longer in the tooth.
Longer in the tooth. So United States of Q, 10 good afternoon to you, United States of Q. We're actually going to cover one of your tweets today, sir. And thank you very much for that support. We've got we got Donna Shelley out there. We've got Stephen Carr. He's been red pilling. We've got Robin Birds, Armor of God every day. Jackie, hello. Wow, she's saying hello to the mods, and we missed you too over the weekend too, Jackie. There's no doubt about it. Doxy Mom is always out there. Love you. Kiwi Patriot, Jay Vega, those dudes are awesome. We got our awesome mods out there. Poussant is out there. Welcome back, Poussant. And where we go one, we go all. WPPP, welcome. Man, we missed you guys. We missed you guys. So here we go.
I'm telling you what, Matrixxx, it really does feel like the more I connect back with what's going on now and we kind of dig into the history, it does feel a lot like what was going on in America a couple of hundred years ago whenever we were starting our revolution. I feel that energy that you read about from people out there and from everyone realizing so quickly. People who are turning their eyes to Q, understanding Q, and then really getting red pilled quickly and getting up to speed quickly. And then all of a sudden, the next thing you know, this person is contributing to the conversation. It's just absolutely amazing. And I just want to throw a big thank you out there because Matrixxx and I would not be here if it were not for you. So remember that and thank you.
Yeah, and I got to tell you guys, Friday was an amazing day, and we had 2 shows on Friday, and both were stellar. Friday, we helped a Patriot that is giving his all to this movement. Actually needed a little bit of help, and you guys helped him out in a
came through
big way, and that's Severe Anon. The Real Severe on YouTube. Many blessings to him. You guys really showed what patriotism and helping each other is all about. And he thanks you from the bottom of his heart. He said to me, thank you very much, to all of you. Wanted me to thank all of you. And when he was reading through the comments, he actually got teary-eyed. I was a big dude and I was crying and shady because this is not a game, this is not a joke. There are people hurting out there, and we need to get control of our country back. And this is what this is about. It's about providing a lot of bit of truth, right? Because truth will always win. You get attacked for saying the truth because the truth will always win. And I am gladly taking arrows just like our president. And we're going to keep going. We're going to keep going, and we're going to keep fighting.
Yeah, and the country that we grew up in, Matrixxx, and so valued dear when we were younger. The shift that took place sometime in the last 20 years really does revolve a little bit around the idea of the way people walk by people on the streets now and disassociate with something going on that's harming another person. 100 years ago, that would not have stood. And so we need to get back to that, where we are plugged in and we are involved, and we do reach out to the underdog. We do lend a hand to the needy, and we do help people who are who are in a bind. I mean, right? That's what we used to do. That's who we used to be, and now we've been kind of callous to that. And so, part of this conversation and part of this movement and part of you guys are reassociating that, I think, and getting back on the same page to where we don't feel, I guess, put off or whatever by those around us who are less fortunate. We're supposed to be helping those people.
Yeah, and it's funny. We've got people out there. Look, the outpouring of support for Real Severe was amazing. The outpour of support that you guys show for us, Shady and I, for the website that we're delivering you, the Q post that we're delivering you, the QSN that we're delivering you, these shows that we're delivering you, is much appreciated. And we're putting that to good use. We're reinvesting it back into what we are giving you for the future, and I believe there's a lot of new eyes coming. I believe we have not seen them yet. Yes, you guys might be a little bit new to Q, and that's okay. Get over to intheMatrixx with 3x's.com. There's a new to Q section there that the Brilliant Anons put together. That really does explain it very well. I think Shady and I, we're going to, put our heads together and we're going to do a few things that we need to do because there's so many people new to Q, is really just start going back through some of the old Q drops, my old threads that I've done. We need to maybe do a new to Q video for our fellow Patriots out there as well. But if you do need a great new to Q video, Praying Medic has 2 videos that are, version 1, volume 1, or one of 2. There's 2 of them that are very, very, very good to
very,
show
very
people.
good, and they stand the test of time. It's they were very thorough, I think, of an explanation. So definitely refer people to that, and know that we are supporting.
Yeah.
Praying Medic and all of the other Anons work out there. It really is a huge conversation, and to be honest with you, the more of you that feel like picking up a microphone and bringing your kind-hearted, loving spirit to the conversation, you're more than welcome.
Yeah, and Lower Norwood says, winning bigly. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Love your name. Cecilia Burns says, hey, gentlemen, homesick from work. But okay, I get to listen to your live show now. Proud of you, Patriots. All right. Thank you for the amazing work you do. Thank you so much. And Celia, thank you.
Get better.
Yeah, and get better. Powder, I had 3 guesses of who you are.
Don't be pretending like you're sick so you can catch the show.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I-70 says, yeah, make a Matrixx/Shady new to Q. We're going to do it. We're going to do it, guys. So stay tuned. And united, we are strong. And so we're going to get into it. We had some Q posts on Saturday, April 27th. This will be my thread for Saturday, April 27th, 2019. Soon to be a household name and more. Let's go. And obviously, we've got the Q posts on intheMatrixx.com. Also, down below in this video in this video box that you're seeing right here, look below, open that, and you can see stuff like this. If you want to go highlight household and then do a search for Q posts, look, there it is. Interesting. Wow. How fast and how cool for you guys to do your own research. You guys are the news now. You guys are the Anons. You guys can do it. It's easy.
even with my technical difficulties, I was able to get that, and it was great.
Yes. So I want to show you that too. So you can be right on POTUS's tweets too, and we've got it for Google Chrome and Firefox, and coming we've got I believe Opera, Shady. But look, these are great. Budapest in the house. There's
Budapest
Sophie
in the house.
Sophie, let's go spelunking someday. I actually went to Budapest in Hungary a long time ago. And I loved it. Truth Seeker, thank you so much for all you guys do. Much love and appreciated. Oh my gosh, Delina Youngs, thank you both for what you do. I love you both so much. And Delina, we love you. We love all of you guys in here. And just prayers also help, retweeting, sharing information with us. That's what it's about. We're here together. And Grandpa C, I'm glad you're doing good. Thanks for joining us. I have a quick story real quick before I jump into it.
Give it to us.
I went down to the gas station to fill up the car with gas, and some guy drives by and goes, hey, I like your Q. I'm like, and I don't normally do this because I'm actually kind of, you never know, right? And I said, have you ever heard of that? Have you heard of intheMatrixxx? And he goes, absolutely. And he could be here today. I don't know. But I said, I'm him. And he came over with his son and shook my hand and said, God bless you and keep doing what you're doing. And
wow.
Yeah, and I asked his boy, I go, hey, do you know who Q is? And he says, no. And they just saw the Avengers movie. I asked him how good that was. He loved it, because he's a kid, right? They love this stuff. And I said, you will know who Q is someday. And good to meet you, big man, and gave him a shake, give him a handshake.
Wow.
So that I kind of needed, because you kind of feel alone sometimes in this stuff. But
Exactly.
I'm in my hometown getting gas, and somebody knows who intheMatrixxx is. And that is... humbling, and I'm honored, and I don't know how to explain it. It just it was a big thing for me.
It's a big marker, bud, for what's to come in the near future, my friend.
Yeah. I was, maybe I shouldn't do that because of what time frame we're in and the attacks we're under. But you know what? I feel that we're protected. So
no, you should do it.
Yeah. This is our meme right here. This was done by WWG1WGA.
Big shout out.
I think you can go follow at Where We Go One We Go All, the abbreviation, for these awesome memes that he's sending. He doesn't want any credit. He doesn't want anything. But you know what? I'm a hat tipper, Shady, so I hat tip. Here we go. So let's just go into it. Let's actually cruise over to the Q posts really quick. And it was 4:27 Saturday at 4:19 and 55 seconds. And it says, truth, transparency, and equal justice under the law. Drain the swamp. United we stand, we the people. Where we go one, we go all. Q. And lo and behold, at that rally in Green Bay.
Lo and behold,
he said that.
Who might have said that?
Our president. And they also chanted, drain the swamp, and, we the people. So what an amazing rally that was. And I think we got a little precursor to Q as to something that would be said, and it was said, and that's truth, transparency, and equal justice under the law. So that's pretty self-explanatory, guys, that one. We the people, all right? And united we stand. Then we get to this one here. It says, soon to be a household name. And we cruise over to the Guardian article, and it's the GCHQ. Chief Robert Hannigan quits. Hannigan oversaw a more open approach at the GCHQ after the Snowden revelations exposed mass surveillance by the agency. The director of GCHQ, Robert Hannigan, is to stand down early for personal reasons, mainly health issues involving his wife and other family members. Hannigan only took over the UK surveillance agency in November 2014 to oversee a more open approach, Five Eyes, after revelations the National Security Agency whistleblower Edward Snowden put GCHQ on the defensive in 2013. His sudden resignation, he had informed his staff just hours before making his decision public, prompted speculation that it might be related to British concerns over shared intelligence with the U.S. in the wake of Donald Trump becoming president. Gee, Shady, you think?
You think that the blockade is removed, Matrixx?
Yes,
look. I mean,
do.
this is pretty huge. Look at the timelines talking about 2014, whenever he took over.
And this article is more than 2 years old, by the way.
That's right. I mean, so this is like, we're pointing backwards in time, and we're talking about the people who oversaw things, and this is very relevant. These people think that they've walked away and free clear. It's not the case.
Hi, Palm City from Palm Bay. Hey, V Burns, how you doing? Hello. GCHQ, we're sorry to announce that Robert Hannigan, our director since 2014, has decided to step down as head of GCHQ. Robert Poole, thank you. Much appreciated. I think we got another one there, too. We got Tough Tessie. Wow, Tough Tessie. Keep hanging in there. I like that name. I like being tough. The truth is sometimes tough, isn't it, Shady?
It is sometimes tough and sometimes rude.
So what I thought was interesting here is Hannigan led a push to make the agency more transparent, a process that included a major speech in the U.S. last year on encryption and tech companies. He also pressed to try to put the GCHQ at the forefront of digital challenges, leading the creation of the National Cybersecurity Center in October of last year. In his resignation letter to the Foreign Office, which is responsible for both GCHQ and the Secret Intelligence Services, or SIS, better known as MI6, Hannigan said, as you know, I have also initiated the greatest internal change within the GCHQ for 30 years, and I feel we are now well on our way to being fit for the next generation of security challenges in the UK in the digital age.
Yeah.
Five Ice. Oh, excuse me. Five Ice.
Surveillance.
Sorry.
Watching every what was the song? Every move you make.
Every move. Oh, you don't want me to sing now, Shady.
No, I didn't want you to sing.
And you better not.
Here, let me get the instruments out.
Oh
Sorry.
my gosh.
I'll give you some backing.
Right. And, I want it real quick before I move to that, because I did a little bit of digging on the household name. And let's just go to that really quick because it was very interesting.
Well, also, what's interesting is, how many times in the last, 3-4 years, even going back into the Benghazi hearings, how much we hear of, we must protect sources and methods.
Yeah.
Over and over and over again. We got to protect sources and methods. Well, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that your priority is to protect foreign intelligence services from Americans knowing they're using their services to spy on us?
Right.
Why would you want to protect that, Matrixx?
I don't know, Shady, man.
No, truth and transparency, does that include protecting things like that?
Right. Exactly.
No. I think we're going to be getting to the bottom of a lot of this.
We are. And I think with everything that's going on, you guys out there are warriors. Every single one of you is a warrior right now. Jay Vega, that dude right there is a warrior. Doxy, you're a warrior. Grandpa, warrior. Trickster, warrior.
And you're also scribes.
Warrior.
They're scribes to this movement. You're a historian. You're a living historian. And that, when he's referring to warrior, truth is the warrior spirit.
Yeah, so let's look at this. Excuse me 1 second. Let me go to Keep Us. So this meme is the warrior. A warrior is the protector of his family and those in need. A warrior is the guardian of the ways of honor and courage. A warrior will not put his own desires above what is right. Above all, a warrior is always motivated by his utmost duty. And that was an Anon meme posted, and the Anon said, D-Class is coming. And Q said, D-Class, pre or post IG report? Comey in Killbox, pre or post IG report? C comes before D. Q.
The alphabet becomes relevant.
That's right. So Comey will be pre D-Class, right? Is that what you get from that shit?
That's what I get from it. I know that they're going to have him and Brendan and a couple of others are being called back to testify. And it's going to be a little different this time, everyone, than the previous, because there's no ongoing investigation that they can say they can't speak to. So they're going to have a little bit tougher of a time dodging the questions from the from the committees here, and especially in the Senate.
Hey, I like Big Bots. I like Big Bots has to say. He said, "Warriors, come out and play."
Where is that? I don't see it.
It's
there it is.
yeah. So, of course, I might be showing my age because I actually loved that movie. What a great movie. So then we're gonna go next to the next Q post. It's 3329, Shady. Do you want to take it?
Let's do.
All right. So it's 3329, my brother.
So this is fast forward 1 year, and then the Hill article that references Adam Schiff, Glenn Simpson, and their Forrest Gump-like encounter in Aspen, which was the little happenstance meeting that they had back there. And then Q says, rewind 1 year, bigger story yet to be discovered. Leak investigations go both ways. R&D. A house needs to be constantly cleaned.
Boom.
And boom is right. This is incredible, because I think that a lot of the people that are on the R side of the aisle kind of thought, oh well, the president's in charge. We're sort of protected over here because we're R's. I don't think that's going to be the case, guys. Paul Ryan, all of the hawks out there, look out.
Absolutely. And this is an article on 2/7/2019 by John Solomon, who's awesome, by the way. The new Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff has proven to be his party's most effective antagonist towards President Trump. And now, with new powers of being chairman, he is drawing both new weapons and new scrutiny. Sometimes such scrutiny inevitably turns into questions of hypocrisy. Which brings us to the issue of some photographs taken at a prestigious Aspen security conference last year. And I love the title, Adam Schiff, Glenn Simpson, and their Forrest Gump-like encounter in Aspen.
That's a great title.
Are you sure it's not Dumb and Dumber?
It pretty much is, yeah.
They show Schiff meeting at the event with Fusion GPS founder Glenn Simpson, one of the key and most controversial figures in this Russian collusion scandal. No collusion. Both men insisted to me through spokesmen that they've met only briefly last July. Oh no, we've only met briefly last July. At that time, the encounter, Simpson was an important witness to the House Intelligence Committee probe, who had given sworn testimony about alleged but still unproven collusion between Russia and the Trump campaign. Simpson ran the firm hired by Hillary Clinton's campaign and the Democratic Party to find dirt on Trump in Moscow. He employed retired British intelligence operative Christopher Steele, whose infamous unverified dossier became the main evidence for the FBI's probe of the Trump campaign, particularly the surveillance warrant against Trump campaign advisor Carter Page. And by that time, the meeting of the House Intelligence Committee had already received evidence from senior Justice Department official Bruce Orr. We know all these names, don't we? Don't we, Shady?
We sure do. And fried shrimp, boiled shrimp. I mean, look at the idiocy of this. What you're seeing here. This is really good because Glenn Simpson. Okay, Glenn Simpson met with the oligarch who they keep touting on the news as the Trump Tower meeting. How many times in the last 2 years have you heard the Donald Trump Jr. Trump Tower meeting between the Russian oligarch? Well, the Russian oligarch met with Glenn Simpson the day before the Trump Tower meeting, met with Glenn Simpson the day of the Trump Tower, and then met again after the meeting with Glenn Simpson. But Mr. Mueller didn't seem to think that had any bearing on relevance or any need to investigate. And now you see Mr. Simpson, Mr. Dossier, tied right into Adam Schiff. But the encounter was brief.
Yeah. And
I know by it.
Yeah, let's find out what they mean by this Forrest Gump-like thing. So, apparently, Orr provided compelling evidence, including calendar notations, testimony, and handwritten notes showing that Simpson met with him in August 2016, well before the election and during a time when Steele was helping the FBI start an investigation into Trump. When confronted with the Aspen conference, photos of Schiff in a sport coat and open-neck dress shirt, and Simpson wearing casual attire, representatives for both men tried to minimize their discussion, insisting nothing substantive. Why am I having a hard time? It's Monday, man. I need more caffeine.
Nothing happened.
Substantive about the Russian case was discussed. In summer of 2018, Mr. Simpson attended a media-sponsored social event where he exchanged small talk with Rep. Schiff and many other people who were in attendance. Fusion GPS said in a statement to me, quote, "The conversation between the two was brief and did not cover anything substantive. There has been no subsequent contact between Mr. Simpson and Rep. Schiff," end quote. The congressman's response was even more vague. The chairman, quote, "The chairman did not have any pre-planned meeting with Glenn Simpson, and any conversation with him at the Aspen conference would have been brief and in a social nature," Schiff spokesman Patrick Bolin said. Translation: "This was a Forrest Gump-like moment in which Democrats' chief defender of the dossier and the man's firm who produced it met serendipitously. There is nothing illegal or technically improper about a congressman meeting, intentionally or unintentionally, with a witness in an investigation, at least not under the law or the White House Intelligence Committee's rules. But Schiff created a far higher standard 2 years ago when he demanded that his Republican counterpart on the committee, then Chairman Devin Nunes, be investigated for having meetings with National Security Council officials at the Trump White House without telling the committee. Schiff's attack led Nunes to temporarily recuse himself from the Russian probe. Schiff assailed Nunes' contacts with a source outside the committee's confines as a dead of night excursion, and said it called into question the impartiality of the inquiry because of the committee wasn't informed. I believe the public cannot have the necessary confidence that matters involving the president's campaign or transition team can be objectively investigated or overseen by the chairman, Schiff said at the time. So basically, this is just, being very, very, what do you want to call it? Hypocritical, Shady?
Yeah, a little hypocritical there, and kind of swampish.
Absolutely. All right, so then we get to the last Q post on Saturday at so it's 3:13:33 at 15:13:33 on 4/27. It leads to this Sarah Carter article, and we'll go check that in a minute. But it's about agents discussed recruiting White House sources to spy for the bureau, chain of command, chain of custody, Pence COS plus wife, FBI 302s, FISA spy, Flynn. Will newly discovered evidence, AG bar, SDNY, free Flynn? Q.
You want me to go into and read a little bit of this article?
Let's do it.
All right. This was breaking FBI text show agents discussed recruiting White House sources to spy for the Bureau. Senior Republican chairman submitted a letter Thursday to Department of Justice Attorney General William Barr revealing new texts from former FBI Special Agent Peter Strzok to his Paramore FBI attorney Lisa Page, showing the pair had discussed attempts to recruit sources within the White House to allegedly spy on the Trump administration. Senate Appropriations Committee Chairman Charles Grassley and Senate Homeland Security Committee Chairman Ron Johnson revealed the information in a 3-page letter. The text had been obtained by SarahCarter.com Tuesday, and information regarding the possible attempts to recruit White House sources had been divulged by several sources to the news site last week. The text and sources reveal that Strzok had one significant contact within the White House, Vice President Mike Pence's Chief of Staff, Joshua Pitcock, whose wife was working as an analyst for Strzok on the FBI's investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private server. A senior White House official told the news site that Pitcock's wife recused herself from the Clinton investigation as soon as Pence and Trump became the Republican nominees in July of 2016. A senior law enforcement official told SarahCarter.com that Pitcock's wife no longer worked under Strzok after she recused herself from the Clinton investigation. However, text messages uncovered from November 2016 and have left questions lingering about the relationship between Strzok and Pitcock and his wife among congressional investigators and lawmakers. It doesn't seem like these relationships ever go away. In the course of our oversight work, we have reviewed certain text messages that may show potential attempts by the FBI to conduct surveillance of President-elect Trump's transition team. The letter states, in text messages exchanged between former agent Strzok and Page, the two discussed the possibility of developing a potential relationships outside of the November 2016 FBI briefing for presidential transition team staff. Specifically, it appears they discussed sending the CI guy to assess an unnamed person demeanor, but were concerned because it might be unusual for him to attend. Senators are investigating if any of these communications and the precise purpose of any attempts to develop relationships with Trump or Pence transition team staff are not immediately clear. Were these efforts done to gain better communication between the respective parties, or were the briefings used as intelligence gathering operations? Further, did any such surveillance activities continue beyond the inauguration? And in the event they did, were those activities subject to proper predication? The letter states any improper FBI surveillance activities that were conducted before or after the 2016 election must be brought to light and properly addressed. So I don't know if you want me to go any further than that, but that gives you an overview of what we're talking about here, everyone, and the depths that they were willing to go to prevent your vote from counting.
Yeah. And they go through the texts here about the CI guy and the FBI seeks sources in the White House. So very good article to read all of it. And here's the actual page 2 of the letter. So it's a
and the FBI officials could not immediately respond.
No, of course not, because they're clean.
No, they have no comment.
They have no comment. So that's Sarah Carter.
No.
She's amazing. And, get over there and follow her as well. So going through that, this is the article here on the Hill on 3329, and somebody sent this as well. This is a confirmed speakers at the Aspen Security Forum. This is Wednesday, July 9th, Saturday, July 27th, 2017. Robert Hannigan, Adam Schiff spoke at the same event. Thought it was worth noting. So this is the actual flyer. It says confirmed speaker, outgoing government communications headquarters director Robert Hannigan with the first arrow there. And down the second arrow it says U.S. representative from California, 28th Congressional District and House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence ranking member Adam Schiff. But very interesting thing. I mean, we've got it here, right here in word form, right? So there you go. That was very interesting to me. Also, I wanted to go over this. This is Joe D. talks about what is coming for Comey. Let's just take a listen really quick.
Why does this matter to the average American sitting at home with a bowl of popcorn and a soft drink?
Wait, what did he just say? A bowl of popcorn and a soft drink? Did I just hear that right?
Yes, you just heard that right. Popcorn, anyone?
Why does this matter to the average American sitting at home with a bowl of popcorn and a soft drink? Why does it matter to them what happens in this entire investigation?
Because it's about the rule of law and privacy. The Obama administration, for more than 4 years before the 2016 election, allowed 4 contractors working for the FBI to illegally surveil American citizens illegally. The FISA court has already found that. By the way, Robert Ray mentioned that there is the Horowitz report coming out in May or possibly early June. There's another report that everybody has forgotten about involving James Comey alone. That will be out in 2 weeks. That report is going to be a bombshell. It's going to open up the investigation on a very high note, and there will be criminal referrals in it. The FISA court abuse is the center of this entire abuse of governmental power. And the chief judge of that court has already ruled that the FBI broke the law and that the people at the head of the Justice Department, Sally Yates, John Carlin, the Assistant Attorney General for the National Security, all knew about it and lied to the court, the FISA court, about it.
Robert, if you were advising Jim Comey, Sally Yates, and some of these other folks that we've heard so much about, would you tell them to lawyer up?
I think, look, that, I mean, not to be funny about it, but I mean, that is an understatement. The core of this, Joe is absolutely right. What I want to know is who at the Justice Department knew about what disclosures were going to be made to the FISA court, and who specifically withheld information.
So I thought that was very interesting. I think Vega already dropped the clip there. And I want to show you this, too. Joe DeGeneva defends AG Barr against the lying fake media. I thought this was stellar. Let's take a listen.
Suggest that Bill Barr is a liar. I've known him for 30 years. He's one of the finest lawyers this country has ever produced. He came back out of retirement to serve this country. There's not one shred of evidence that anything he said, either the other day or now or today, was a lie. Don't ever say that in front of me about Bill Barr. You have no evidence that he lied, and you know it.
What I'm telling you...
You said he may have lied.
What I'm telling you is that what he said this today in the press conference is inconsistent with what's in the report.
That's not a lie.
That's okay, fine.
It's not fine. You're on national television calling the Attorney General a liar.
I didn't say that.
You suggested it very strongly.
All right, I think we're done here.
I think we are.
Us.
Boom. You know what? That kind of honesty, calling out the fake media. Do you see how they position these people? She's up way high, he's down way low.
Yep.
I mean, it's absolutely disgusting.
And he called her clown right out.
Yeah.
I mean, really, it's like this. We've been in this world for the last 2 years of insinuation and projection and saying things that aren't true. And, oh, he probably, or he could have, or it is spoken that he did. Like all of this conjecture, like nothing is based in fact.
That's right.
He's pointing her out. He's like, look, you can't just go on and call people liars. Said, oh, I didn't call him. And look how they argue the semantics. You're suggesting it, you're inferring it, you're saying it pretty much on national TV, and then as he calls her out, then she backs away from saying it. Why if you're so confident, why not stand behind your words, guys? Look at this.
Yeah.
I mean, look at what Joe Scarborough's doing, and all of these people. Maddow is totally on tweak level 9. You can't even comprehend what the lady is saying. She's so
oh my gosh,
overrun with fear. It's fear, Matrixx. And
isn't Herman Munster giving Carly a lot of ammo?
Yeah, Herman Munster. But it is fear, and I want Anons to recognize this. The lying now isn't coming out of strength. It's coming out of fear. It's shifted. Before it was like, oh, we can spin it into whatever we want it to be. And now it's like, oh my God, we got to just keep the lie up. They can't keep up.
And I want to give you guys a almost 1 year Delta tweet. This is May 20th, okay, 2018, okay. Given we have now undeniably, on purpose, verified ourselves to be an inside source. So this is coming, guys. Expect the MSM clown army to attack in full cooperation with foreign and domestic assets. Be prepared. Trust the plan. Conspiracy no more. We are in full control. Pain. Q. And that
this ain't the circus clowns.
This is clown.
Clown Town.
Yeah,
the farm.
The clowns in America. Okay.
McLean, Virginia.
Clown Town, exactly. So, if you guys hear words like that, really, go check it out, man, because this Q post site is absolutely amazing. And that's intheMatrixx with 3x's.com/Q posts. So that is amazing. Also, I wanted to show you that soon to be household name, GCHQ Chief Robert Hannigan resigned a few days after Trump's inauguration. He has since been implicated in a scandal covering for pedophile priests.
There's going to be so much of this, everyone. All these people are in for the cover up.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's what we know. That's what we know. Comey was there. We know Mueller. We know all of these people are put in place for the cover up and to protect large corporations like Monsanto and Amazon and all of their players that belong to us. All of the deep state companies, Facebook, Google, all of that is being protected by the quote blockade. Not just the case against the president. I want to extend that to the larger conversation and let people understand that the Mueller, Comey, all of these people, Brennan, that were at the top of these agencies. They were not just there to instill a coup against the president. They've also been for years and years and years preventing cases from coming to light, preventing things from getting to the Supreme Court, preventing things from actually being investigated. Andrew Weissman, the gentleman, the lawyer that was working with Mueller, he goes back to Enron. He pretty much destroyed Enron with all of this nonsense that he came. I mean, I think it was like 60 or 70,000 people lost their jobs because of this weird phony investigation by Weissman. So these guys are crooked. They've been crooked. They're still crooked, and we're getting ready to see it.
Yep, and I want to stay on Hannigan here because this article, remember he said Q Drop had given family health as a reason, right?
Yes, that's right.
But really he quit over pedophile priests, okay? This guy is Clown Town in a big way. He's, go check out that article. He led the push to make the agency more transparent, obviously, is what he says. But he basically quit because of this pedophile priest crap.
Well, he made it more transparent for them to open up and spy on us. Yes.
I also want to show this too. This is a letter from soon to be household name Robert Hannigan, and he says Rice requested to continue the surveillance, potentially U.S. intel comped by incoming Trump admin, and it's called Operation Folsom. So this is a letter, the GCHQ, Robert Hannigan, director, to Honorable Boris Johnson, MP, Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs, November 17th, 2016. And this is top secret strap 3, Signet UK eyes only. Well, now we're seeing it, guys. Here we go.
Sources and methods.
Sources. So basically, on October 28th, 2016, GCHQ/CSO filed for permission to execute Project Folsom at the request of the U.S. president. Seeking intelligence gathering into the Trump Organization and Donald J. Trump for President, Inc., both located at 725 Fifth Avenue, New York, New York. Activities include foreign and U.S. domestic signals collection in regards to communication with Russian hostile actors. I'm going to skip that there and go to 4. The U.S. National Security Advisor, Rice, has requested that we continue our surveillance during the transition period as internal U.S. intelligence is potentially compromised by the incoming Trump administration. For those reasons, we are requesting that Folsom Charter be renewed for another 90 days. Robert Hannigan, soon to be a household name, guys.
Soon to be.
Right. What
Future
right now?
proofs past.
All these households right here. We've got 1147 people watching. Robert Hannigan is now in your household, and he's a name. So, very good. I also want to just cruise over here. We did have an awesome rally, and look what was spotted at the rally in Green Bay, Wisconsin, Shady.
Another lovely anon.
Make Noise for Q. It has the Dilly Show on there, intheMatrixxx.
Look at
with
that.
3 X's down there, and prayingmedic.com. And what a wonderful patriot. I am so happy for her. And I, humbled and honored. And, I was thinking, Shady, I was talking with Webmaster Q and team, and she's saying, why don't we do intheMatrixxx shirts.com shirts and get them at the Q rallies because it doesn't have a Q in it. And if you go to intheMatrixxx.com, you see all Q. What do you think, guys? That's a way to get around the Secret Service? Question mark. All right, so just a thought, guys. That's Make Noise for Q. That is Quasimus right there here in Green Bay, an effort. So guess what? She also did, oh my gosh, where is it? Here it is. Let's just take a little bit of look at this stuff.
There we go. All right. We are here at the Trump rally in Green Bay, and we're going to see if anyone knows Q.
10 years in the Marine Corps.
All right, let's go.
Keep in mind, we are in a completely red county, red state.
You know that you can't come back to this country and not take advantage of the opportunity. When you work hard, the opportunity exists for anybody to take it. And
there's some cute people.
This is where the brewing happens. Since maybe a year ago, how have things in your life as a business
And
changed?
the people that are looking, maybe they're looking, maybe there's a Q shirt.
from the Craft Beer Modernization Act, it cut the federal excise taxes that we
Somebody's
pay
nodded.
per gallon of beer.
What do you think of this, Shady? Interesting, huh?
An additional employee to be a beer tender.
We got some Q people here. All right.
And this is Hey, It's Die. That's who's doing this. She's an amazing patriot.
They trickle down, and we are able to do much more. Every dollar we need.
And even if people are looking, they might be wondering. There's some Q. What's that? See, look at this, Shady. What do you think? What are you thinking? Did I lose you, Shady?
Yes, QApp.com. Do your research. Don't be sheep.
Christ Believer was interviewed at RSBN. That's awesome.
Absolutely.
All right.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Lots of noise for Q.
Praying medic. I heard somebody say praying medic. People going, not sure. They're not sure. It's okay. This is the awakening.
Pretty impressive. We got like a vaccine cancer.
Yeah, where we go? Where we go?
Oh, there we go. They tagged us in a couple of tweets.
There's a shirt.
There's a shirt.
We gotta find the beginning of the line too. All
We're
right.
zigzagging.
Yes.
I just think people want to.
Should we cut through and go on the other side?
So, you know,
Sure, I think it's.
Q map that pub. Do your research.
intheMatrixx.com. / Q posts.
Yeah, I think it starts over by the wall there.
Way over.
Mm-hmm. We're
All right,
zigzagging.
Force forward this little bit.
Come on, let's keep it moving. Woohoo!
So Shady, I'm thinking 30, 40, 30%. 30%.
We're just cut across.
I don't know. Can
I feel like a lot of
we get all the
people
way over?
understood it.
Yeah,
They just looked the
beginning
other
is-
way. Could you tell?
Yeah.
Over there. Oops. 4 minutes. You want to pause it?
No.
Look at that. Look at that. And if you're out there, hey, it's Di, you know, send me a DM of your address and I'll get you an intheMatrixx.com shirt out to you immediately.
Absolutely.
Maybe a couple. So there's people, I mean, look at, you know, she's got a MAGA hat on. She's talking about Q. Other people have MAGA hats on. This is going to prompt them to dig, prompt them to ask the question. This lady had a MAGA hat on, just like me, saying, Q, what is it? This is how we do it, guys. And she is amazing for doing this. Every rally, we should do this. Now, mind you, they were, the lady earlier, the blonde lady that said, yay, Q, she was also interviewed at our Right Side Network. And she said the Secret Service asked her to, you know, take the Q shirt off. And she kind of said something about Q, and they said, we're on the same team, and gave her a wink. So they know. So that's our video. Thank you so much, Di.
We just got skipped.
Oh, by about.
What do you think of that, guys? There you go. That's our Di. Make noise for Q with the
Pretty
intheMatrixx.
incredible.
Yes.
And there was there were again a lot of Democrats in that line, guys.
Yep.
We are seeing the walk away movement. The more these idiots come online and say dumber stuff, the more people walk away. I swear, Matrixx, it is like they're being told to go out there and say the dumbest things they could possibly say by a guy who is in control of them, because I just can't. I mean, there's some of this stuff like Bernie Sanders coming out last week and being so adamant about the Boston bomber guy getting a right to vote from prison, or people who are accused of sexual crimes having a right to vote. Like, is that on anybody's radar? Like, where is this coming from if it isn't from people who are desperate for votes?
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm showing everybody the Teespring store. If you guys want to get an intheMatrixx.com t-shirt, it helps us out as well. Not only can you get something cool from the movement, but you also help us out with this Q Post site and with our regular website as well. So I wanted to share that with you. And then I think we've got United States of Q out there, and he put this together. Let's go ahead and check this out.
And our primary competitor, very big, powerful competitor, has lost $17 trillion since our election.
$17 trillion.
They were catching us.
The volume's a little low on this, guys. I
If somebody
apologize.
else were in this position, they would have caught us already. They're not catching us now. We're way out in front. With every last ounce of heart and hope and sweat and soul, we are going to make our stand. We are going to stand for liberty. We are going to stand for justice. We are going to stand for freedom. And we are going to stand for the sacred rights given to us by the hand of Almighty God.
Mm-hmm. Amen. And DL says, I got 3 t-shirts from intheMatrixx.com or at intheMatrixx, recognized by another Anon in Southern Illinois. Woohoo! And United States of Q, thank you for that, my friend. I'm a big fan of yours on Twitter. So at United States of Q on Twitter, go ahead and give that Patriot a big follow. Then I thought this was funny. Well, not funny, but another, wow, here we go. 8chan was set up again in Poway, California. The guy apparently had a manifesto, and it was up for 9 minutes. And, you got John Geek of Politics here saying, oh, 8chan, I want to stop Q. I hate Q. Q, 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 Q. MAGA Coalition, Q drop. Saying that was interesting. And then you've got Mike Rothschild, who also runs with the MAGA Coalition, as we caught them on their own chat. Obviously, they don't want us talking. But go ahead.
How much of this...
And look at how many likes this tweet has.
Right. And well, yeah, I just saw that, actually, when I was scrolling up, reviewing it. I saw that. But it's interesting to see... how this is coordinated against the hate, the perspective of hate, even what's going on with the person who was the shooter, and they're saying, oh, well, he committed this crime and it was more than likely a hate crime. This conversation baffles me. Like, maybe Matrixxx is because I grew up in America before they started this whole thing of hate crimes, but we have laws for murder, for not murdering people, and we have laws for what happens if you steal from people, and all of these, the idea of a hate crime, and people out there, I mean, maybe you disagree with me, I don't know, but there is no such thing as a hate crime. I mean, that's my opinion. Maybe I'm wrong, but to me, there is no such thing as a hate crime. You kill somebody, you've killed somebody. Your intent, your motive is relevant, but your thought forms are not really relevant. Hate crimes are thought crimes, okay? So they can, elevating it always towards the religious aspect. What we've watched from these people that you were just highlighting, MAGA Coalition, Rothschild, Stewart, all of these guys, we had Neon Revolt expose Stewart last week for posting the Jewish people hating propaganda on 8chan, his taglines, and then going in and being the guardian that says, oh, look at all these people posting hateful things, and then taking that to another platform and saying all these hateful things being posted are reasons to remove this communication tool. 1 + 1 + 1, they do not want Q.
So wait, Shay, let me understand this. So they post the anti-Semitic memes.
Correct.
They say, oh my gosh, it's full of anti-Semitic memes, and they want it down.
Correct.
So why don't they just stop posting the anti-Semitic memes then?
I'm thinking that they need to shut down 8chan.
Oh, I got it now.
And so then we can send out shooters that commit hate, and then it's like circular reporting, right?
Yes. And Q warned us that they would do their own fake Q posts and report on them, and it's exactly what's happening.
Yeah, and did you see they were the whole group were talking about, oh, how easy it is that anyone could just go to 8chan and post this Q whenever they're going over there and they're typing in the trip code as a bold a name, and then touting that as a Q post, and this convoluted stuff that they make into Q posts is unreadable, irrelevant, full of hate. There is no hate in the Q movement. We are one. We are people. We do not hate the cabal. We're just tired of living under the oppression of it, and we're going to stop it.
Absolutely.
We kill them with kindness.
So you mean me being Jeffrey Peterson is not, does that take away from the Q movement?
It does not.
Okay, because why? Because there's nothing to see here.
That's right, because we're not investigating people who are interested in someone who is posting on the internet. We're investigating the information that is being posted. Big difference.
Right. And they're just making up lies and all this wild stuff, and they're just a big
But it's good. I mean, it's good, Matrixxx. I'm glad they're doing it because it's coordinated. We understand it. We have a huge group of
I don't know where that's coming from.
Get it?
I don't know where this is coming from.
Now it is. All I'm saying is that doesn't necessarily mean.
Where's that coming from?
You got an ad. There it is.
Yeah, Pizzagate.
Where is it?
Are you guys up all night talking nerd?
Where?
I don't see it. I thought it was in the other.
It's here somewhere.
Secondly, one of you mentioned
You know what it is?
I don't see it.
It's coming.
It's an ad.
Here it is. It's when we were cued.
It's the one where we were cued.
That's funny.
Did it just start playing?
Yeah, that's awesome.
It's trying to tell. I think it's giving us a hint. It wants the anons to talk about. It wants us to talk about that.
I guess so. So when their attempts to silence,
this is exactly what we're talking about.
So when their attempts to silence through print fail, they must now include TV/video. Why put so much attention into a so-called conspiracy? Why is it critically important for them to change your opinion or prevent you from opening your mind? Q.
Because if they can tell you that there's hate speech on listen, anybody out there, I'd say most everyone in the chat out here has an understanding of the research boards there and what the disgusting stuff that they're posting there. But we've known the whole time that the clowns, quote unquote, the clowns that we were talking about earlier, were posting the stuff there. Now we're seeing proof that this Stewart guy was posting this stuff there. So clown equals Stewart, clown equals John Wick of politics, clown equals Rothschilds,
MAGA,
clown equals MAGA coalition.
It's actually MAGA coalition. They can't say MAGA.
Coalition. Yeah, they've forgotten how to enunciate the A.
Maybe that's on purpose.
Did you hear your president say MAGA the other day, Matrixxx?
I saw him say a couple of things that we talked about this week. We talked about Democratic and Democrat.
But he didn't say MAGA.
No, he said MAGA.
He said MAGA. Oh, okay.
And he clarified it several times.
To make sure.
To make sure. Just like what we did, Shady. I'm telling you, I'm sure the president does not watch this show. All right, so here is...
Hi, Mr. President.
Hi, POTUS. Much love. Remember that time when we said, I wish you would do threads, and the president did a thread, Shady?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
How many has he done since?
None.
How many did he do before?
None.
Huh.
Yeah.
That'd be cray.
I'm sure it's a coincidence. So let's just listen to this real quick since, obviously they want us to hear it.
Which is the worst sin? QAnon's like a right-wing marketing.
Now it is. All I'm saying is that doesn't necessarily mean that he wasn't real.
Oh man, Pizzagate. All right?
Pizzagate.
Seriously? Are you guys up all night talking nerd?
Well, I mean, he thinks that Q's posts were legit, and I'm saying they're propaganda, but he wants
First of all, shut it up. Secondly, one of you mentions Area 51 or a grassy knoll before I finish my coffee. You're gonna get punched.
She always says what you were grump in the morning.
Want to see it grow?
Hey, listen, hold on, listen. While you were sleeping, Crane and I may have figured out how the suspect's been picking his victims.
Interesting. And I also just kind of wanted to show you a couple things here. This is the red castle, green castle in the Matrixxx. Here's another one in the Matrixxx too. This is Twitter in the Matrixxx status. Do you believe in coincidences? Think of context. Nothing to see here. Here's my tweet. And it says Q2207. New playbook needed. We see you. And at POTUS, others are watching and playbook. And here is the actual meme right here. The Supreme Court is one of the main reasons I got elected president. I hope Republican voters and others are watching and studying the Democrats' playbook. And then it focuses on this Q post here about the narrative shift. Nation on alert. Firing RR equals block Mueller. Firing RR equals set up to firing Mueller. Firing RR equals red line. What was a Senate conference vote regarding RR? Why did RR beg Ryan to block the FISA memo from congressional review further advancement? Real time. 7 congressmen members, plus 3 senators, plus 2 former O senior officials, 4 outside contractors, no C, top sensitive level clearance at SCIF, DC cap. Top security clearance is mandatory for admission. How is that possible? We see you, Q. And then this is the new playbook needed. There's nothing to see here, guys. Nothing. And Q and the president are saying, are you guys watching and studying the Democrat playbook? And if you are, remember how they are attacking the president. Remember how they are attacking Justice Kavanaugh. That is the Democrat playbook. It's the wrap-up smear. And if you see anybody doing this same wrap-up smear against any patriot, you have now found the Democrat Party. Okay? We're Anons here. We remember this stuff, don't we? Right?
We sure do.
So if anybody is attacking anybody with false accusations, you are watching the Democrat playbook. Welcome to it. Understand it. Q told us to learn it and understand it, so understand it, guys. This is Joanne Pappas, ICQ people. He's amazing out there. I wanted to also bring us to this attention here. We saw that amazing POTUS speech with the rally. If you have not seen it, watch the NRA one and then watch the POTUS Trump rally in Green Bay. But this is the same night. Let's listen to this guy.
In an admittedly roundabout way to this president, I don't want to dwell on the president. This is not his dinner, it is ours. And it should stay ours. But I do want to say this. In nearly 23 years as a reporter, I've been physically assaulted by Republicans and Democrats, spat on, shoved, had crap thrown at me. I've been told by senior administration officials of both major parties that I will never work in Washington again. And there was a brief moment in Afghanistan when I thought a soldier not quite old enough to shave would shoot me dead for the crime of taking a picture inside the presidential palace. And yet, I still separate my career into the period before February of 2017 and what came afterwards. And that's because February 2017 is when the President of the United States called us the enemies of the people. A few days later, I was driving my then 11-year-old son somewhere, probably soccer practice, when he burst into tears and asked me, is Donald Trump going to put you in prison? At the end of a family trip to Mexico, he mused that if the president tried to keep me out of the country, quote, at least Uncle Josh is a good lawyer and he'll get you home. Hey, Uncle Josh. I've had to tell my family not to touch packages on our stoop. My name is on a statement criticizing the president for celebrating a congressman's criminal assault on a reporter. I've had death threats, including one this week. Too many of us have. It shouldn't need to be said in a room full of people who understand the power of words, but fake news and enemies of the people are not pet names, punchlines, or presidential.
Yeah. What?
That's all we need to know from Olivier.
And we should reject politically expedient assaults on the men and women whose hard work helps make it possible to hold the powerful to account.
All right, so that's, I can't even stand it. So that was such a deep, dark presentation. Go ahead.
Yeah, well, it's again, I think it just goes back to what we've been, everything we're in this world of complete conflation. Like nothing makes any sense. All the, like, right before you played that, we were talking about the other people that are attacking us. They're attacking all the Q people on arguments that don't make any sense. And we've watched the news media act like the president is a tyrant for the last 2 years on the premise of he is attacking the free press. And at no point, I've watched this man very closely for the last 2.5 years, and at no point has Donald Trump attacked the idea or the responsibility or the necessity or the importance of the free press. Not one time. The man says fake news is the enemy of the people. And if you can't understand that, these people who are journalists, quote unquote, air quotes there, journalists who do not understand the implications of propaganda and or fake news. And that's what we're talking about. The president says fake news to avoid the word propaganda, because if he uses the word propaganda, that's just going to incite a whole nother level of attack. But he uses the words fake news. And what he means is that the media intentionally reporting stories wrong, not getting it wrong by mistake. That's not what is happening here. The media is consistently trying to convince you that they inadvertently always get it wrong. That narrative is a little bit dry with anons, and this guy up there doesn't get any sympathy from me.
Absolutely. And I want to remind you guys, too, in Q Post 2881, public service announcement, targeted, directed, purge. This is the Politico story that Hillary Clinton tweeted out. Okay? Here's Hillary Clinton. There's her tweet. Okay? Here's the article. Okay? Buried within the article is this. Here I am, right here. That's me. Okay? And they want me gone, guys. And this is the targeted accounts. All 200 of these are the top 200. Now, don't think that this top 200 stops at 200, okay? You're probably on it too, okay? This is just the top 200. And Q says this. Patriots, you have been selected as threats and falsely labeled as foreign disinfo agents. Though they attempt to disguise at the bottom is not all. This is an attempt to target and remove by false pretense all threatening voices, elimination of free speech to prevent loss of control. These actions are now being monitored and would strongly encourage forwarding this information to the appropriate members of Congress, Senate, and the media. We believe this is a test run to effectively silence the opposition while testing the potential media backlash and or official response. This attempt to remove/silence, aka fascism, right? Those who oppose their view/narrative should further demonstrate their resolve to control the message/narrative, win at any cost, Q. And this is, I'm on this, guys, and they have been lying and, you know, all that crap, man. And I want to just remind you what these MAGA people or fake MAGA people are doing, and here it is.
It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You demonize, and then we call it the wrap-up smear. If you want to talk politics, you call it the wrap-up smear. You smear somebody with falsehoods and all the rest, and then you merchandise it. And then you write it, and they'll say, see, it's reported in the press that this, and this, so they have that validation that the press reported the smear, and then it's called the wrap-up smear. Now I'm going to merchandise the press's report on the smear that we made.
You understand that, right?
What's the difference between what she just said and the Steele dossier? Right?
Nothing.
All this is the same exact playbook. They only have the lies. And Anons and us, Matrixxx, we've all been discerning and disseminating and doing this stuff for a little while now. And you recognize that there really is no alternative to truth. We have the truth, and then we have this whole slew of people who are attempting to hide the truth from you. It isn't like the alternate truth. It's the wrap up. It's the falsifying of the information. They take the information, they weaponize it, demonize you because you're talking about it, and then put it in the press, and then boom, right there, they smear you with it. They've been doing this for decades.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually searched. Let me just hit that search.
I mean, since the radio, I mean, newspaper was a little tougher. They were still doing it in the newspaper. We could see that around the turn of the century and stuff.
Yep.
But the radio really did. The radio and the TV really did go a long way. I personally think that if without those two mechanisms, America would still be a lot more awake. We've been lulled into a sleep by this idea that the idea is your life is supposed to be about being entertained. That is not true. Entertainment is supposed to come after the bills are taken care of, after the country is secure. Like things prioritizing entertainment is pretty low on the old priority list. But
so
we've inverted that.
Yeah, and we showed you the post about Hillary Clinton. There it is right there. And this is a reminder for you guys. For those who think this war is fake, or we are not considered a major threat, this is a direct attack by Hillary Clinton on Q and pro-POTUS Patriots. The article reference has an embedded link that they literally target pro-POTUS Q Twitter accounts that have been identified by the Clinton deep state as serious threats. Ability to shift the narrative. Twitter has already begun to remove targeted accounts, stages, under false pretenses. The war is real. The threat is real. Clinton panic. Clinton fear. Judgment Day coming. Q. And I am on this list, people. All right? I just want to remind you guys where these attacks are coming from and how. These people that are saying that they might be pro-MAGA are on the Nancy Pelosi team and the Hillary Clinton team. Don't let them fool you. Stay the course. Ignore it. I am. And let's just keep going forward. Yeah.
Well, no, they're not in the same building as Pelosi and...
They actually are, Shady.
Oh, you mean the very same building?
They are. Yeah, they're down in Miami in the same building with Pelosi's office. Yep. MAGA coalition. Yep.
I was setting you up for that one, guys.
I know.
What we're saying is real, everyone. They literally are in the same building, okay? This is not a joke. It's not a game. They're playing a game with my republic, and I'm kind of sick of it. It makes me very irritated, and I try to hold back, but I'm pretty hot about it.
I made a tweet today. Who are attacking QAnon Patriots, you ask? And I tie all of them together. And it is right here. I'm going to drop it right now for you guys. You guys got to go. If you haven't seen this video, go watch that video. It's intense. And after that video, I got attacked even worse. So over the target. I'm going to keep going. All right. So I wanted to, Carly Bond, this is a good one to watch real quick. This is by trying to impeach our president. They are telling us our vote doesn't matter. Let's just
Oversight and Reform Committee. Elijah Cummings is from Baltimore.
Right.
Heavy blue, heavy Democrat.
Very safe seat for him.
Safe seat.
Yes.
No Republican could ever win that.
Right. Same with Nadler and Waters.
Let me get to that. Nadler, another one. New York City. Safe seat, heavy blue. No Republican's going to take him out.
Right.
Waters, L.A.
Right.
Same thing. Pelosi, San Francisco, same thing.
Yeah.
We have a handful of Democrats that run the House of Representatives. They have a caucus, they have a handful that have the iron fist.
Right.
They come out of these very specific areas of the country that basically represent 90 miles on one end of the country, maybe 120 miles on the other end of the country. Then we have a big country in between.
Right.
All those red places and purple places.
Right.
We have a handful of members of the House of Representatives who are trying to take down the President of the United States because he's of a different party, he's of a different philosophy. And let me suggest this to you. If they succeed, I don't think they will. If they succeed, it's the greatest act of voter suppression in American history. Over 63 million people voted for this president.
Right.
And what these handful of radical Democrats are saying is, too bad.
Right.
It's also the greatest disenfranchisement.
Yeah, that's what I would describe.
In the history of the country. Over 63 million people are being told, oh, that vote you took in 2016, that doesn't matter. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I think that a lot of those 63 million people are frankly pretty ticked off about it.
Yeah, they are ticked off. Hat tip to Carly on that. Really quick, hey, it's Dia, Patriots 17. She says, I sure hope that some didn't know will start showing up here because to learn about this great awakening. Much love. God bless all fellow Patriots. Best president ever. And she is the one that went around with the sign that you just saw. So, hey, it's Di. Thank you so much. We love you for doing that. Thank you. But yeah, this is not a joke, guys. And I believe that they will lose, Shady.
Yeah, this was an amazing interview. Actually, it's a good clip there. I'm glad you showcased that. But this was an amazing interview where you're seeing a conversation with someone who understands the law, and the difference between listening to this gentleman speak and listening to Nadler or Schiff or Waters talking hyperbole and coulda, woulda, shouldas, as opposed to our law. Very refreshing, and I think a lot of momentum for Anons and for the president. We're getting a full head of steam now. The people who are studied in this understand that it's completely absurd. All of it. You know, the whole second part of the Mueller report that was probably mostly written by Andrew Weissman, talking about obstruction, is written for the media to use to attack the president with for the next year and a half. That's why it was written. It isn't written like it's a production of a prosecutor or you're investigating. 2/3 of it are quoting media sources, Matrixx. You're not quoting an interview with someone or evidence found or a person's statement or a person's meeting, right, or you know, a car with the oil slick and the smoke screen and the I Spy game. No, they're reporting from Yahoo News in the Mueller report.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, so now we just see that they plant the stories so that they can report to you in the Steele dossier, and now same, guys.
It's the wrap-up smear.
The clown is showing, guys.
The clown is showing, absolutely. I also want to.
Not Rudolph.
I want to show you this, guys. I was talking with Webmaster Q and Wifey, and team, I call them, and basically we were talking about this, the signing of the EO at the NRA. So my question to you guys is: did Donald Trump give the power back to the people? Follow the pen, and you'll see what I mean. He actually throws the pen into the audience, and he says, "Famous pen." So, Q 1776. He also talked about the revolution here, and we're going to get to that in a second. Without the pen of the author of Common Sense, the sword of Washington would have been raised in vain. John Adams. Q. Is the power being returned to the people? You have the keystone. Let's take a look at this. Follow the pen, guys.
They all want the pen. Can you believe these people?
They all want the pen.
Should I give it to them? Famous pen.
Famous pen. So, famous pen. Follow the pen. Amazing, right? Let's just do this. Highlight pen. Go to our Q search Q post plugin for my Chrome browser, which you can get at the bottom of the YouTube in the description there. You can go look at the pens. Look, here's 1776.
And that was him removing us from the UN Arms Treaty.
Bringing back our sovereignty from foreign governments. Giving the power back to the people.
The power to you to defend your property, your family, and your home that they were using. The past administrations have been setting up Agenda 21 step by step to, you know, some municipalities out there in New Jersey and in California and other states are limiting your right to have a firearm with X amount of ammunition in the clip or in the magazine. And like what we were saying before, Matrixx, a couple 150 years ago, Americans owned battleships, and now you're restricting me to like how many bullets are in my gun. The point being, guns are not for hunting. Guns are for maintaining liberty, and for repelling tyranny. And it says it very clearly there in your Constitution. So 1 + 1 is 2. We have the whole Marxist left talking to you about how your gun rights aren't important. Well, they're not important to them because if you keep them, then they have a much harder time controlling you. And I think we're learning that right now. And this was an extraordinary moment, Matrixx. This whole thing, the whole thing with him signing it in front of all the witnesses, and he made a very, very pronounced message to all the people who thought they were going to take your firearms away.
And let's listen to this part right here, Shady.
So gun owners make our communities safer, and they make our nation stronger. Americans have always understood this truth going back to the earliest days of our nation. 2 months before The American Revolution broke out with the shot heard round the world. A group of patriots gathered along a bridge in Salem, Massachusetts. In the preceding months, British soldiers had confiscated muskets in Boston. You know the story well. Gunpowder was seized in Somerville, and the patriots in Salem knew that the redcoats would soon come for the town's cannons. But the Americans were prepared. They already loved our country, and they were determined to defend their rights to the death. When hundreds of British soldiers arrived at the bridge, the Americans stood firm, blocking their path. When swords were drawn, they didn't flinch. When the redcoats tried to steal American boats, the Patriots sank those boats and sank them very quickly. When a British soldier held the tip of his bayonet against a man's chest, that man, Joseph Witcher, tore open his shirt and dared him to do his worst. Soon the crowd grew larger as civilians came from miles around to stand side by side with their great countrymen against tyranny. In the face of such unbreakable resolve, the king's soldiers had no choice but to admit defeat and failure and retreat. In the courageous actions of those early Americans, we see the defiant and determined spirit of patriotism that has always willed America to its greatest victories. It is a spirit that is passed down from generation to generation, from fathers and mothers to sons and daughters. It is the spirit that lives in each and every one of you. Our duty, our responsibility, our sacred charge is to preserve the freedoms that our ancestors gave their very lives to secure. Because no matter how many centuries go by, no matter how much the world changes, the central drama of human history remains the same. On one side are those who seek power, control, and domination. And on the other side are patriots like those in this hall who stand upright and plant their feet in eternal defense of our liberty. And with God as our witness, we swear today that we will defend our rights, we will safeguard our freedoms, we will uphold our heritage, we will protect our Constitution, and we will make America stronger, prouder, safer, and greater than ever, ever, ever before.
Boom. And that's the shot heard around the world. You heard him say that. Basically, he was outlining centuries old feat, standing firm, safety. In my opinion, that was a reference to the armor of God. The shot heard around the world. The Great Awakening. The week to remember. Lexington and Concord.
Revolution 2.0.
That's right, Shady. Patriots, play it loud.
We'll march to Lexington, then Concord. Close with Patriots are stockpiling our weapons there we heard. We've had enough of traitors of this treason. Tonight we're capturing those rebel scum. On Paul Revere, going to Lexington. Gotta warn the regulars, we're coming for some add-ons. In handcuffed to lanterns mean they come by sea. So I ride hard on my horsey, Black Beauty. April 1975. As the dawn is breaking, we're looking alive. I'm Captain John Parker, these are Minutemen. Standing tall, unafraid on the common. I've had it with these militias, acting like they don't have a royal ruler. You better lay your arms down, you villain rebels. We do shot, you or us fire at will. Shot around the world, and it's on now. Lexington and Concord, shot around the world. And it's on now, Lexington and Concord. 8-minute men dead, killed by guns and bayonets, and the rest of us fled. Brits continue marching ahead. We came to Concord for the weapons they have stored. Most of it has moved, so we're headed back to Boston. Militiamen from all over Massachusetts gathering at the North Bridge for the British. As the last of backs retreat to Boston, we be shooting them, just look at them run. How our colonists straight kicking our bums, more waiting for us back in Lexington. Everywhere we turn and they shooting at us, they got us on the run, hurry to Boston. Shot heard around the world, and it's on now, Lexington and Concord. Shot heard around the world, and it's on now, Lexington and Concord. Boston, Mass, says tell His Majesty, we've had it with his third-rate monarchy, and we mean business. American Revolution, finally it has begun. American Revolution, finally it has begun. Welcome back, class. I am Mr. Betts, and that was Lexington and Concord.
There you go, Lexington and Concord. I love that song. And, you know, if we take a look at the Q post, too, it's a shot around the world, the Great Awakening, a week to remember. D-Class is the shot heard around the world. Effective today, while standing under the Statue of Freedom, POTUS freed those good people, and this is during the State of the Union, who are currently being blackmailed, threatened, and enslaved. Those who stood chanting USA were freed. The shot heard around the world. TG, Trey Gardy, we the people, Freedom Day, light. The memo is only the beginning. The shot heard around the world, guys. And that was an amazing speech there that our president did. Also, I wanted to just show you too, thinking about the Keystone. I was thinking about this Keystone, and I went to Wikipedia, and it says the Keystone is a wedge shape stone piece at an apex of masonry vault or the arch. So it's the top of the arch, right? It's the keystone at the top. And it's the final piece placed during construction and locks all the stones into position, allowing the arch to bear the weight. Although a masonry arch or vault can't be self-supporting until the keystone is placed. The keystone experiences the least stress of any of the other stones due to its position at the apex. The term is used figuratively to refer to the central supporting element of a larger structure, such as a theory or an organization, without which the whole structure would collapse. Example, trade is the keystone of modern civilization. We have the keystone now. And it kind of makes sense now that our president is talking about all these trade issues and everything else through the pen into the audience. Do we have the keystone, Shady? What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with you wholeheartedly. I think that if you go back and you look into history, you look at how our country was founded, what were the founding principles? How did we organize a country without any debt? Trade. We used trade. We had trade functions with different countries. Countries that wanted to import paid tariffs. Well, since the central banking structure, look at what has happened with tariff laws in America, now to the point where we are paying to have our stuff shipped into other countries. It's gone completely backwards. So I think the people stand for this. I think we all stand for this. No one is extremely excited to buy a piece of junk that doesn't work from China, but we do out of necessity because of the wealth factor that our money has. So my idea would be to get back to making stuff that is good, that lasts longer here, and then other countries will want to trade with us again.
Q post 140 11 11 17. Wealth over generation buys power. Power over generations buys more wealth control. More wealth control buys countries and its people. Families combined, tri equals NWO. Inner tri families will collapse. What is the keystone? What nation dominates all others? What nation has influence over most others? What is the keystone?
The American people.
Return to SA, strings cut, plus, puppets, plus, in the shadows. Each side of the triangle controls as a certain subsect of power brokers. Power brokers are also labeled as the puppets/servants. What is the New World Order? Why did POTUS receive a sword dance when visiting SA? What does this mean culturally? Why is this relevant? What occurred in SA? How did POTUS remove one side of the pyramid? What did POTUS receive while visiting China? Where did POTUS dine? Why is this significant? What if China, Russia, and others are coordinating with POTUS to eliminate the New World Order? Who controls NK? Who really controls North Korea? Who controls several agencies within the US, EU, and abroad? Why is no such agency so vital? Enormous scale of events currently ongoing. Why is Russia helping to kill ISIS? This is not easy to accept nor believe. Crumbs make bread. Operations active. Joint missions underway. The world is fighting back. Refer back to the graphic. The Great Awakening. Snow White, Iron Eagle, Jason Bourne, 2016. Dream, CIA. And then if you look at some of these other Keystone posts, POTUS opened the door of all doors. Expand your thinking. What is the Keystone? Re-review Red Stringer. Focus on Hussein AIDS video. Cross-reference date of Stringer versus video. Learn to decipher, I think. News unlocks message. Find the Keystone. The map is the key. Find the Keystone. What holds everything together?
Unity.
Adam R. No such agency worldwide plus POTUS plus U.S. military. Apply the Keystone. Paint the picture. Find the Keystone. Here's another one. McCain Associates shared unverified Steele dossier with BuzzFeed. Court filing says dropped December 22, 2017. U.S. Senator No Name. News shop BuzzFeed. News unlocks. You have the Keystone. Q. You have the Keystone. Q. Just something to think about, guys. I wanted to leave that with you. And Shady, as we're heading out, we do have a Patreon. This Patreon does help. We have 238 members. Thank you so very much. This helps finance some of the stuff that we're doing, Shady. There's the Patreon link for you guys. We do have a PayPal as well. This PayPal right here will help finance this operation. This is something that we are doing, and thanks to you guys, we can do it. Also, we've got the Super Chat here. Shady, we've got the outro pick up here. We've got the narrative. The narrative has you, but not anymore, guys, because you guys are the news now. Shady, what are your last thoughts today as we wrap up this amazing Matrixxx Groove Hour?
The comms are coming from your president. I want you to pay attention to what he tweets. Please recognize that he is speaking for you. If you at this point do not trust in this man speaking for you, I really do not know how to convince you. It's unparalleled. There's no other politician on the world stage that has ever spoken to the American people with the bully pulpit that this man has developed using Twitter and using his social media prowess to get the message out. Please start paying extra attention to him and recognize that he does represent you, that he is standing there taking all these arrows for us, and that we support him. We are MAGA. We will continue to support him, and we will continue to bring you the information that Q wants us to talk about, guys. They're not going to stop Q. They're not going to stop this president, and they're certainly not going to get one of those clowns elected in 2020. It's just not going to happen, Matrixxx. And so with that inspirational message, I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do. I love these anons out there, and I have got to get down inside the size of this molecule.
Yeah, we're out of here because, I am in the Matrixxx with 3 X's on Twitter. There's Shady Groove. I just opened it up so you guys can see Shady Groove. Please make sure to get to following him on Twitter as well, guys. We've got some awesome mods. Our mods are paramount for this operation, and we couldn't do it without you guys. So thank you, mods, and thank you, Periscope. Thank you, YouTube. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. And here we go. I want to be out of this matrix. So let's get out of here. intheMatrixx with 3x's.com. At Shady Grooove with 3 O's on Twitter. At intheMatrixx with 3 X's on Twitter. QPosts. intheMatrixx.com/QPosts. Thank you, Hey It's Die. intheMatrixx.com. Spotted at the Green Bay rally. So proud, so honored, so humble. We'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m., guys. Much love. Peace.